Hey, what's up everybody, BDF 44 coming at you another video. Alright, so I'm just taking a walk down here to get something to eat. Probably the same place I went to the first day I came here, because at the end of the day, I really enjoyed the kebab they had there. It was really good. I don't know if they're open, so I'm just winging it walking down here. It's probably not the best idea not to check before, but I checked on all the restaurants in the area and it didn't have that one listed, so I'm just winging it. Either way, I'm gonna walk. So if I don't find something on this side of town, I'll probably walk like I always do until I find something. But yeah, man, I'm not tired. I just am beat from my workout. That's what it is. When you ain't did a certain type of workout that you usually do in a while, like I hadn't done my my squat regimen, my really strenuous squat regimen with the 7-pounders, which are now 8-pounders. I hadn't done that in a long time, at least about a week. It's been about, I'd say about 8 days or something like that since I last did that. And so yeah, I wanted to finally honor myself by using the weights that I bought to do it, you know. And I made the mistake of thinking it was hot out here, man. I mean cold out here, because it was cool in my apartment. It's been raining and stuff like that, so I put on this stupid sweater. I need a damn sweater, man. It's hot. But yeah, man, I'm in pretty good spirits. I wish I could accomplish more thus far with my day, but I think I've done everything that the Lord really wanted me to do, which is just get back to feeling like myself on this particular day. Shave, playlist, art, all that stuff that makes me me is the stuff I kind of want to do. Working out, obviously. So that's really what my morning has been like. I'm just now stepping out, but I've been active. I ain't really been looking for too much in regards to work like I should be, because I really am dead set on doing rideshare, and that situation is pending. Uber is still doing my background check, as I told you guys this morning. So, and Lyft, I don't know what's going on with them, but they're obviously giving trouble to the man myself by not allowing me to get into that express process where I can get a car. So I don't really know what the hell they're doing, but at the same time, I have my options. So I'm just gonna roll with the options that are given and not care too much about what I cannot control. So that's what I'm doing. It's a Sunday. Did my communion as I said I was going to do this morning. Said a bunch of prayers, and you know, just trying to be good for the circumstances, man. Honestly, it's kind of frustrating when you aren't able to earn yet, and I want to earn already, but patience is I guess what I have to use. So just trying to deal with it. But aside from that, I'm feeling pretty good, man. I ain't seen mountains like this in a long time. Side of town where I'm at, over at Inglewood, you don't see them type of mountains. Up in Hollywood, that's all you see. So it's good to be on this side of town again, man. It really is. Not to say that I'm home, because I'm not, but at least I see something familiar. We're on this side of the city, and you can see the mountains that are normally very far away from Inglewood. So this is more like what I'm used to. So yeah, I just want to tell everybody to keep on keeping on, man. Work on whatever it is that you're working on. You have my support, because I know you have mine. I have yours, rather, because you're obviously watching. But I just felt so blessed, man, after I got off the camera talking about how frustrated I was trying to get my playlist done. Just the frustration of trying to do things that I couldn't accomplish. And then, like, you know, it was one of those situations where I turned on the Wi-Fi because the Wi-Fi was off. And I told you I've been having the same problems with the Wi-Fi off as with it on. But what I found was, once you turn the Wi-Fi on, it takes about 25 minutes for it to finally stop acting like an idiot. But once it does that, then you're able to put on more songs. Now, it did freeze up on me a little bit, but not nearly as much as it normally does. So I was very thankful that the Lord made it so that I was able to just add songs at a rapid pace. But even if I'm not able to, I found ways of being able to get the playlist done that I hadn't in the past, like just writing songs down and stuff like that and listening to them while that thing is bugging out. So I'm finding a little system that works for me, rather than just sitting there in silence for 20 minutes waiting for the thing to stop being an idiot. But it's just a blessing to have been able to make a playlist that I really, really appreciate. Some of the ones that I had made recently were cool. They were cool, but you know, it wasn't all that great music, honestly. Yeah, I just, you know, my vibes I was just putting up with it basically to do the craft. And some of the, you know, this is an okay playlist, but this one, nah, I stand by this one. This one's an A+ for me. I love every song on that damn thing, and I love the vibe of that damn thing. And I added my favorite song, Flights Booked, to the album, because pretty much the whole playlist kind of sounds like that in a way. It's like a Drake-ish type of thing. It's a lot of artists that grew up on Drake that are doing his style better than him right now. I'm not kidding either. They're doing his style better than him. He better drop a fire album, because they got a bunch of Drake clones out here that are doing his style, man, and they're killing it. So yeah, man, I just really appreciated being able to finally really enjoy the music that I'm doing, rather than just doing whatever the hell, you know, they getting whatever they had, you know, and kind of being frustrated with the process of dealing with the app, to where I couldn't probably search all of the music that would allow me to get the best stuff. So this was a much better day in the day in the life of a person trying to do this playlist thing. This is one of the better playlists I've been able to both make in terms of how long it took, and then enjoy as well. So I encourage everybody to go check out Delete CD 357, I believe is the number to that one. D-A-L-E CD, like a CD. And I do my art on CDs. So yeah, man, that's what I want people to do. Check out what I do. Feel me? I think that is my little kebab place, and I'm pretty damn sure that is it. And it's closed. Let me go look over here and make sure that's the one. I think it is. I think this is my kebab spot. Yeah, they closed, man. Yeah, this is my kebab spot. They closed. What's the name of this place so I know next time? Antonio's. Them out, I like their food. At least the one thing I tried was delicious, so it made me want to come back. So it's on Vineland and Van Owen, I believe is the name of this street I'm walking on. Now I gotta figure out what the hell I do want to eat and what is open. I think I walked past a Mexican food place or something, but I don't necessarily know. I had a taste for a certain thing, and when you don't get a chance to get what you want, you gotta figure out what else is out there. So that's where we at. But you know, the rice is already being cooked, so at least I know if I don't walk back home with anything, I got something in the fridge. So, but yeah, it's Antonio's on Van Owen and Vineland. So that's what it is, about however many blocks this was, 6 blocks away from the hotel. I didn't walk all these streets now. I didn't do a whole circumference around this place. I am not doing what I did yesterday morning. Absolutely not. That took forever to get on the other side of that town and get all the way back to the hotel. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna take another straight line, and I know there's a bunch of restaurants down there. I ain't walking down there either, because I know exactly what's down that way. So yeah, to get all the way back, do a full circle to get back to the hotel from here. If I decide to go take a left from here, it'll take about an hour just to get back to the hotel. And it's only like a circumference of like 10 blocks, but blocks are long. So yeah, that's what's up, y'all. Just enjoying my Sunday. Treating it like a Sunday too, even though I'm in these circumstances. Y'all know my faith is so strong that I never feel like I gotta be about certain things, man. I pray about it, and he tells me how to move, man. I follow the spirit, and sometimes, you know, I really appreciate when I do, but when I don't, and I try to make those same decisions without those prayers, they don't work out. They got Texas barbecue, but I know damn well I don't want nothing in no barbecue spot. No, sir. They ain't got nothing I want. And don't get it twisted, I love barbecue. Just like I love bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. Same thing. I just ain't doing it. I did how many squats today? Just to go ahead and put some pork and some beef on my body? Nah. Whatever I'm gonna have is gonna be chicken and ain't got too much sugar in it. So, you know how I move, man. It's healthy or not, or bust. No other way. I gotta live, man. It's too hard out here. Stress and stuff, I can't do it. You know what I mean? It's just one of those situations where I'm gonna be. And you know, I was thinking about something just to segue out of that. Been watching Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith coming together, and I was thinking about Skip Bayless. They were talking about Skip and how they both got their start with Skip. And I realized, man, I truly credit Skip Bayless with my mentality as it pertains to, I talk about athletes. I cannot not work out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't want anybody who doesn't work out to think that I'm judging you in any way, because I'm absolutely not. It's just my own mentality. If I'm gonna be talking about basketball players and we talking about how they pushing around and they got to keep their conditioning, there's no way in hell that I'm not going to see the fruit and also doing my own conditioning now. There's no way. And I'm sitting up here telling Zion Williamson he needs to stop eating a certain way, and I'm gonna eat that way. And then I think I can critique them on what it is that they do physically, and I'm not in shape. Nah. I legitimately think that would mess with my confidence. I think I would think of myself as a hypocrite and not have as much confidence on camera. So that's one of the reasons, man, I credit Skip, believe it or not, because it was Skip who I was able to realize that idea about. Because before that, I didn't know if most sports analysts, people who talk sports, to really work out unless they're athletes, you know what I mean? Because they don't have to, they talk. But we become so critical of these guys, so critical about how they're moving physically. So for me, it's like, God bless everybody who thinks any kind of way, man, do your thing. But for me, ain't no way I'm gonna be talking about sports athletes and my body ain't at least in the best shape I can be in. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. Talk about the Lakers, you gotta do this, 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 and you ain't moving fast enough. And I can't do 3 push-ups? Oh, hell no. No. The best thing about being a fan of sports is the understanding of the example of how to take care of one's body. Granted, sometimes those injuries are really bad for those guys. But at the same time, it's like, just in general, the fitness of it all. I can't be spending 24/7 thinking and talking about sports and not realize that I too have a vessel that needs to be taken care of in that way. And so that's how I think, man. I gotta move myself in a direction that allows my body to be able to heal and be moving and all the other stuff that ultimately makes an athlete an athlete. And so at 39 years old, I pretty much train like an athlete if I have the opportunity to do so, and I eat like they should eat. That way, I'm not only meeting my own personal goals, but I'm not a raging hypocrite and running around holding people accountable for not being able to move fast enough when I'm not moving at all. And granted, I would tell them too, make sure you use the media properly, you know what I mean? Don't be so critical of us and then mess around and mess up with what it is that we do, just the same, you know? So it's just the example, man. You sit up and watch basketball players running around since I was 9 years old and not pick up the need to take care of myself. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. I don't understand the armchair sports fan. I don't get the culture of sitting down, putting bad stuff in your body, watching people run around being in the best shape of your life, at their lives, and then being fine with not being in the best shape of yours. I don't correlate that making any sense at all. Because otherwise, why am I even watching them if not to incorporate some of what they do into my life? That's how I think. So it's like, I don't get it. You know, but the culture of America is like, we drink beer, we watch football. But football players ain't drinking no beer. Football players are sitting up pushing iron off of their body heavier than you. You know what I mean? And you want to critique them? Bet on them, all this? And you're going to die at 50 of a heart attack because you didn't take care of yourself even to the most minimal? How do we even allow this to be the culture in America? That's why I know that even though I'm an American person and I've grown up in this culture, I'm a creative, man. I could totally go somewhere else and create a whole new culture that ain't got nothing to do with some of the stuff that we do, man. The food that we eat, I look at that stuff as poisonous, as you guys know. And even the stuff I like, I just look at it as sorcery, something that wants to bring me in that ain't no good for me. You know, oh, it tastes good. Of course it tastes good. It's meant to kill me, as we often talk about. So for me, it's just like, man, I got a vessel. I'm trying to feel good, and I want people to feel good too, but you got to just have it in you to want to do it. A lot of people don't want to do it. I didn't want to do it back in the day, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to sit up here and act like I've always felt like this. No, nah. And that's another thing that came to mind today. Totally different conversation, but the same topic of thinking. At 39 years of age right now, a lot of times it's easy for people our age to have so much behind us that we think is second nature in terms of lessons learned, what works for us, maturity, behavior stuff. It's so easy. And we look at 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, sometimes you find yourself saying, man, they immature, man, they immature. They doing things that it just don't make no sense. Why are they being stupid? No, they're not being stupid. They're on time. They're on time. When I was 21 years old, I was doing dumb stuff. When I was 25 years old, I was doing dumb stuff. It's on time. Now, if they happen to be more mature than that, awesome. They're ahead of the game. But at the end of the day, if you're 25, you're not supposed to have it all together, dude. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to be more overly mature. You're not supposed to necessarily know how to harness your energy or not be whatever way. And so that's the thing that I had to remind myself when I was considering the lady who was rude to me. Girl was probably like 25, man. And she doesn't necessarily know how poorly her attitude reflects upon her and how poorly it reflects upon her attitude even further. You treat people bad, they respond to you bad, you feel even worse. However that works. Feel worse not isn't feeling bad, but you get even more pissed. It's like, nah, you're kicking your own ass, because what you're doing is making it so that the people around you think poorly of you. You got to lighten up your energy. And if it's a misery that's making you feel this bad, then you got to stop pointing it at yourself, because that misery is something that is torturing you, and you need not feel that way on your own behalf. You know what I mean? So it's like, people just need to know what comes with what. If I'm gonna be rude to people, then guess what? People are gonna be rude back to me, and then I'm gonna receive that energy. And a lot of times people aren't self-aware, so they just think everybody being rude to them while they going around being rude to others. You know, so it's like, nah, I'm 39 years old, I know better. I never was raised rude. I also had a very nice mom. You know what I mean? I had a really nice mom. Good energy, all that, smiles and all that. So it comes down to, a lot of people weren't raised with that. They weren't raised with good people. They weren't raised with people to love them, man. You know, they didn't have affection in their life. In fact, a lot of the people that they trust the most probably assholes. So for me, it's like, I don't vibe with that energy. And I don't feed off that energy. But at the same time, it's like, if that's what your norm is, and maybe you look at me and say the opposite. Maybe you look at me and say, I don't like that nice stuff. It's too weak. That's the type of stuff that gets people beat up. You know, I get that. But at the same time, it's like, it's got to be yourself. And in being myself, I got to surround myself with the type of people I want to be around. And that type of stuff, that type of energy, I don't know use for it. I don't care how pretty you are, how much money you got. I don't care how you related to me. I don't give a damn. When it comes down to rude energy, I don't feed off of that. It makes me worse. It makes me feel worse, and I want it gone. So that's just how I feel. Luckily enough, I don't have anybody in my family like that. I really don't. My little sister can be a little surly at times. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? Not everybody gonna feel good. Like I said, not everybody feeds off of the same stuff we do. Maybe that keeps her feeling strong. Maybe it keeps her feeling safe. You know, I don't know. But as far as I can tell, all it does is reflect poorly on you and make your life harder. So once people start seeing you an ass, they're gonna treat you that way. And once they start seeing you an ass, they ain't got no loyalty either. That's another thing people need to be careful about. Going around treating people poorly, and you start opening up the back door. That back door start opening up, people start wanting to do to you what otherwise they do to people they do not like. And that's a very, very dangerous thing you open yourself up for, being that way to people. You know what I mean? Just being evil and mean and all kinds of angry. Trust you me, it's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna be thinking about how they can take from you what it is you have. You ain't happy with it anyway. Be careful. That's why it's a lot of things we gotta guard against, and people ain't gonna teach you how to guard against, especially when they mean. You were raised in a mean household. Trust me, you ain't thinking about all this. You need to be. You need to be. People be wondering why did they betray me? Why did they betray me? Because you were selfish, you were an asshole, and they didn't have no loyalty in them for that energy. Maybe you were nice, maybe you were good. That's not a perfect application of truth. But what I'm telling you is, you are much more likely to be turned on if you're somebody that nobody likes. So you got to watch your back regardless, but definitely watch your back if you're not a good personality. If you got a personality that's going to rub people the wrong way all the time, it's going to be a lot of people rooting against you. It's going to be a lot of people rooting against you for success too, obviously, but way more rooting against you for being an ass. You know what I mean? Rule number one, don't be a D. ICK. Don't be that. That's rule number one. And she broke that rule, so now I think of her a certain way. When I see her, I'm not looking in her direction, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be quick to help anybody but her, basically, in certain situations, because I ain't gonna wanna be around her energy. So if she got a bunch of boxes she need carried, I'm probably gonna walk right past her, because you're rude. And that's what you deserve. And that's what we end up welcoming with the things that we deserve. And so it's like, nah, I'm not doing it to myself no more. Or rather, I don't think I want anybody to do that who follows me, man. Improve your energy. Improve your energy if it's trash, man. I'm enjoying this shade, and I'm gonna enjoy this, whatever the hell this is behind me, because I really don't want to walk in the sun. I think I'm gonna go to a little Mexican food, seafood spot and see what they got. That can go with my rice. I honestly don't want to walk too far, because I've already been on my feet for the last 3 hours, 2 hours or whatever. But I am a little tired. Yeah, I'm 39, so if you do a full-fledged workout, you don't want to walk in the sun, and that's exactly what this is. Plus, I know it ain't really nothing down there better than this. There ain't nothing down there, at least for another 2 miles before you start running into the bull crap that we already know is down there. So I think I'll just go to this little spot, because the other place I would actually go is my little market, and grab like some falafel bread and maybe some different type of meat. But I don't feel like making that full walk either. That's a long walk too, for what it is I feel like doing. So I feel like to sit here, man, talk to you guys. Oh man. But I do want to get to my rideshare thing, man. I definitely want to earn some money. This is not how I necessarily wanted the week to go. I was hoping to already be driving by now, but I'm telling you, just the same, if I were driving, I wouldn't have made that awesome playlist that I know I'm going to listen to for the rest of my life, that I know others are going to enjoy eventually. So it's like this is a perfect storm. Sometimes you just got to let things be flawed so that the things that can happen while things are flawed can take place. It doesn't mean make bad decisions. It just means stay prayed up in regards to what you do and keep that faith. Sometimes you have to take an alternate route. Toilet to the Maldives, for example. You take an alternate route to your success. I feel like what I just made comes together to be something that can be legendary for me, maybe. A legacy building type of thing with these playlists. My K-lists and delete CDs. I think that's going to be world renowned before it's over with. But it can't be world renowned if I'm constantly skipping an opportunity to make those playlists so that I can do other things that just have to be on top of because I'm in this situation. No, I'm a creative. And I could walk across the street, get hit by a bus, and that'll be the end of my life. And the only thing I'll be happy I did was make that playlist right before that. You see what I'm saying? Or I can get in the wrong car with getting this rideshare situation, getting a car accident that way. It wasn't meant for me to do rideshare until I get the car. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, when you know God and you believe in God, you know you can check yourself with the things that you otherwise shouldn't do by asking him to help you do it. And then after you run it past him, whatever you're about to do gonna be blessed regardless. That's what I've come to understand. Now that doesn't mean I do nothing afterwards, because again, you don't play with God. That's called playing with God. It's like, oh God, can I do what I want to do? And he tells you no and you do it anyway. No, that's not what we're talking about. But I'm thinking like, you know, God, I really want to get things right. I know what my habits are. I know what I'm used to. And at the same time, I also know what I'm here for. It pertains to what I love to do. And I know what ultimately can make me the most money, which is what my creativity can provide. So whether I'm doing something great or just putting another drop in the bucket in terms of practicing my art, the same, it is all ultimately what is bigger than the moment. And if I get that right, I can pay back everybody who's paying me to keep myself together. So when you believe in yourself, you believe in your God, and you know he gave you a purpose, and you know you're living a life straight ahead. You're not living a life where you can rewind. A lot of stuff is important in terms of your foundation and making sure you have your money right. But don't lose sight of your purpose, because you can walk across that street and get hit by that damn bus. And that'll be it. And the only thing you would have cared about is that you did the stuff that you were meant to do. Love the people that you were meant to love. Treated people the way that God would appreciate, so that when you meet him, he ain't sitting up here saying, why were you a jerk? Why did you make that person's life worse? Do you know what happened after you did that? That type of stuff. You do not want to have that type of conversation with the Lord. I promise you that. Do not. So it becomes a situation where you just find yourself saying, you know what? Let me just run stuff back by him. Give him what it is that'll ultimately be the carte blanche to change my mind. Lord, I don't want to work a security job, but if you have the best security job for me, or one that's going to allow me to be the best person I could be there, I'm willing. But until then, I'm still feeling the way I'm feeling. That's the type of prayer. I ain't got to say, oh God, I don't want to do security, but I know I have to, so let me just go there. I mean, you can. That's still a prayer, but you know, that's unnecessary most of the time. So, you know, I think we all have things we need to do, man. I think everybody has a purpose, even if that purpose is to leave the earth in a certain way so that you can be martyred, or, you know what I mean, be remembered there like George Floyd, you know what I mean? Not to say that his only purpose was to die, but this is what he's remembered for. And everything that led up to that death, anything that he depraved himself of doing that he wanted to do, enjoyed doing and all that stuff, what did it matter? What the hell did it matter? He should have did it anyway. Not to say stuff that hurts others, because a lot of people are going to take that and say, okay, cool, let me go ahead and do this, that, and nah. You keep your morals. Again, don't play with God. But you know what I'm saying? Like, just certain things, you don't know when you're going to end. So it's like, man, if you got something you love to do, fit it in your time schedule. Fit it in. Don't let all the other stuff that must be on top of, keep you from doing the stuff that you know makes you whole. And for me, that's playlist curation. This right here, the art now, my workouts, which I'm starting to look at my body like an art piece, honestly. Just working on various different parts till it looks the way I want it to look. Build upon it, no different than I build apart any piece. So that's what I'm here to share with people, man. It's the thought that I have in my mind, man. I am enjoying this air. It feels good to be outside of that hotel room. You know, that after workout relaxation is exactly what I'm feeling. Glad I was able to do my thing. You know, just feel like myself today, man. And I hope that the Lord understands that this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. I don't really particularly like doing stuff people do, working and stuff. I hate all of it. I hate all of it, man. Because I'm meant to do this. It's not that those things aren't worthy of being done by other people. You don't do what I do. You know what I mean? Like, if you had all this stuff flying around in your head for creativity, and you feel motivated to do things that are made from scratch, you do not want to go to a place every day and just like customer service or lift boxes or fix cars. They got people for that. He made people wired for that. And in the society we're in, we do things we're not wired for. And I reject it. Just like I reject the culture of eating poorly. Just like I reject the culture of racism. Just like, you know, it's a lot of stuff that this country does that we just like, okay. And I'm just like, nah, I'm on a different frequency. I'm not with none of that. Y'all do whatever y'all want to do. I'm going to age better because I'm going to lead us forward in a way that doesn't allow us to have to be tied to that. I'm going to show y'all. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. You're going to follow what it is that I do if I do it correctly, not keep on doing the same stuff you've been doing. And so that I have to be a leader in that way, man. My mother told me I was a leader once before. I didn't believe that. I don't think I had too many leadership qualities, but this is the leadership. This is it. My father told my mother that I had something to say when I came out of the womb. This is what I'm saying. This is it. You know what I mean? It's like, do what you love to do. Run everything past God. You do have to be on top of everything if you don't believe in God. But God will be on top of everything if you do believe in God. So work in the stuff that you want to do so that you can enjoy your life in the moment you're in. And if something does happen to you, you would have gotten it all out in the moment. So that's really what it comes down to for me, man. I am very pleased that ultimately I had the opportunity to do that. I don't regret nothing. Whatever happens next is its own business, period. And I'm still motivated to do what I have to do just the same. So, and I think it helps that I have this in place. As I was telling you on yesterday's morning video, it helps that you have stuff that you love to do in place so that your life can feel like it's worth fighting for. Because a lot of times if you don't, it doesn't, depending on who you are. And with myself, that's exactly how it is. So, yeah, man, I want something to eat, bro, but I don't know. Either I go to the seafood place or there's a Mexican food place next to that. Try one of them. I'm not sure which one. Don't know, but I definitely want to grab something to go along with my rice. Maybe some fish, maybe something like that. Some shrimp, I don't know. Whatever they got. You know, so that's where my head is, man. Just trying to enjoy my life to the fullest while I'm on this side of town. Enjoy what's there to see, man. Enjoy what's there to enjoy. Hopefully, you know, get enough out of this place and leave enough here of myself in prayer to affect the place in a positive way, energy-wise. I'd like to think I did the same thing in Lenox with the long time that I had there. I'd like to think the whole energy of that place is better because of all them prayers I prayed. You know, and I hope the same for this place. It's funny because when I first walked into that place, I don't think the people heard me. I don't think they knew I heard them. But they said something along the lines of, he's a good guy. And then the other lady said, finally. And I was really appreciative of that energy, man. I was appreciative that they recognized what I'm trying to be if I haven't accomplished it yet. But like, that's really what it's about, man. What is good defined as? Someone who's consistent, right? Someone whose words match what they do. Someone who's kind to others, whether they know them or not. People who are unselfish in nature. I got a couple of those boxes checked, but not all of them. Right? And there's more that I don't probably even know anything about. So to call myself a good person, I believe in God. And I know not to play with him. That kind of thing. That's where I'm at with it. So I'm looking at the guy. He got his Maserati in front of me, man. It's a good car. I think it's a Maserati. I don't know. I'm not gonna flash it to you. But you know, it's the type of success that could be aimed for. But do I know what comes with what? I don't know. I don't know what comes with that car. Do I get in that car and have a good day? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff comes to mind for me, man. While people are just aiming toward what everybody else is aiming for. He got a car, it's nice, so that's what we get. It's nice. and then they come up with something else, and then you want that too. That's nice. All right. And there's another car. There's a new clothing. You gotta have that. Somebody puts a super price tag on it. Now somebody buys it. Okay, that's what it's worth. We're all gonna give our money to that. It's like, nah, that's culture, man. You guys are agreeing to something that you don't have to agree to. You don't have to do that. It's just that everybody wants to keep up with everybody else. And that's fine, if that's what comes naturally to you. But there's another way. There's another way, especially for people like myself who can create from scratch. I can make my own car. Not to say that I can literally do so, but like design it, yeah, I can design my own car. You know what I mean? So it's like if you tell me something's nice and I agree with you, that's fine. But if we're just gonna be following trends, bell bottoms, baggy jeans, I've seen them, trends. The same stuff that you think is really cool is the same stuff you're gonna be made fun of for wearing later on. And then from there, they're gonna be wearing it again later on after that. So it's like trends. It didn't mean anything. It means nothing. If not for the artwork that you appreciate truly to your core. If you don't appreciate it, what are you wearing it for? What do you put it on for? What are you getting into it for? What is it good for? Other than to make other people feel like you're a part of what they're doing, for which is not your thing. You know, so that's what I'm about. I'm just trying to figure out what my own thing is. And then from there, help others see what that is. And maybe if they want to follow my trend, they can follow my trend. But as far as me just going along with that, let's go with that. Let's go with that. That's cool. That's cool. But if somebody puts a different price tag on it and we all agree that it's not worth anything, then guess what? Nobody's going to buy it. And for me, that's just backwards. That's backwards. Because if I like something and it's cheap, I'll definitely want it. You know what I mean? But that's just how people are. So for me, I'm just like, all right, you know, all of the stuff that people agree upon, even further out, like politics and stuff like that, it's fine, man. But I never really understood why I had to choose between two people to lead the free world, or 3 or 4, whatever it is. But it usually comes down to 2 guys, one guy on this side, one guy on that side. Okay, what if neither one of them are saying anything I like? What if neither one of them, to me, feel like the great leaders? I'm a bad guy for not voting, right? How does that work, though? If I'm not informed in what it is I'm voting on, and I'm just plugging and picking because I have an obligation to do so based on people who may have passed away a long time ago fighting for the situation. It's like they didn't fight for the demand upon me being able to vote. It's for the right, meaning I could do it or not. And now, great, you don't have a right to complain too much if you're not going to vote. And there's things you need to vote on because they're going to affect you, especially on this level. But when it comes to the Biden-Trump debate, I'm not big on either one of those dudes. Why do I want to vote for either one of them? Just because I have to? And you're going to obligate me, rock the vote, rock the vote. No. Educate yourself about what is being said there. Educate yourself about what it is they're discussing, and then making an educated vote. Not enough emphasis is being put on an educated vote. I can vote. Yeah, I'm voting. All right, vote for Mickey Mouse. Vote for Donald Duck. Just to honor those who passed in regards to voting. It's like, no, bro. I want to be accounted for, but I also want to understand what it is that I'm voting for. Otherwise, I'm just being herded in a certain direction by a campaign. A campaign that I can create on my own because I'm a creative. I can write up all the little stuff that you got your guys saying, oh, the greatest, all that stuff is doable. You can write those things. Anybody can read a script. Anybody can read a script. So I'm just not moved, man. A lot of the stuff that I see, the culture, the stuff that we agree upon, I'm not moved by it. It doesn't vibe with me. You know, that's why I run stuff past God. It's like he's the one in control. You know? And granted, everybody has their flag. Everybody has their love for their country. And then when you go in situations where you're going up against people who are really prideful, it's important that you show your pride too. But how far do you take it as it pertains to the things you agree to? How far are we going with it? Do we align with everything on this side, or do we see some things that we don't like and we can't get with, so therefore we kind of keep our distance to a degree? That's kind of how I am. I was raised in a Democratic household. When I grew up, I realized I didn't vibe with either one of the sides, man. I don't understand a lot of stuff they agree upon. I think it's fundamentally a little off to me. So it's like if I can't necessarily see myself in reflection of what it is that you're talking about or doing, and I don't really understand where you're coming from, I don't know that I'm going to be backing you. You know? And maybe you only gave me 2 choices. This just is what it is, but don't work for me. Don't work for me. You got to do something else. We got to come up with something better, man. Separating the country straight down the middle, and then having like a third party over there, that's separate. You're just separate. That's all it is. You're not aligned. And so substance and leadership, man. That's what I'm looking for. Substance and leadership. Substance. Who is really aware, like actually aware of what's going on these levels, what's going on with the stock market and how bad that thing is corrupted? Who's really aware? That's who I want to hear from. I want to hear from people who understand what's actually being done and the things that I'm actually dealing with. You know what I mean? Who knows what's actually going on? Because it's like, if you're just going to sell me a script and you're going to kiss babies and all that stuff, that's cool, man. Culture. There's nothing appealing about that, but culture. Whatever. Either way, man, it just becomes a situation where it's like, if that's what you're doing and if that's what you're about, fine. Enjoy it. If you're really about just your side and it's a patriotism thing and you're a Democrat or Republican, okay, if that's what comes naturally to you and that's really what you're about, then there's someone for that. But I just can't. That's not for me, man. That's not for me, man. That's not what I think leadership is about, dude. I don't think leadership is about splitting a country down the middle and picking a side. You know what I mean? The gang mentality, that's all it is. Even though people don't really want to look at it that way, it's clicked up now. You might as well be Crips and Bloods. That's all it is. You're not going around shooting everybody, but it does trickle down to death. It does trickle down to people not having what they need, starving to death and all kinds of stuff when you vote the wrong way. It's gang stuff, man. Politics. I don't think this is right, but because I need a favor, I'm going to go along with it. And then bad stuff happens because of that. It's a bad system. It's an all the way bad system. And it's just like, because we don't know how else to do anything, we just think that's the way to go. We're like, okay, let's go. No, that ain't the way to go, man. Think of something new. Devise ways to think of something new. Everybody thinks of themselves to be intelligent enough. Let's create. Let's see if what we have here works. Really, or is it just what we are agreeing to because it's always what we've done? But if we always let things happen that we never should let happen and we just sit back like, oh, how did this take place? It's because you keep doing things the same way. It's literally that. So anyway, man, that's how I feel, man. It's been a nice long video. I'm very pleased that these videos have been uploading faster than they were that first day I came down here. I don't know what changed, but yesterday I had my videos upload quicker, so hopefully this one uploads just quick. And yeah, that's what it is, man. Burbank Station bus coming. I'm not getting on it. Where I need to be is 2 blocks down. I'm just sitting here. But yeah, man. Cancer-inducing bullshit. This thing exudes so much pollution. So much pollution. Like that my whole life. When are they gonna make these things electrical? Y'all got all these electrical vehicles, and that thing is still exuding stuff that's going to destroy our ozone layer. And we just go along with it. Yeah, let's do that. No, don't do that. If everybody in their individual cars, you know what I'm saying, the individual cars want to have these loud pipes and all that, that's fine. But stuff that's attached to the whole city that's supposed to be moving back and forth, nah, we got EV technology. No more. Invest in your EV technology, MTA. And stop putting more bad emissions into the sky for us to die over. Enough. I'm tired of your culture. You guys are trash. Stop being cheap. Straight up, that's what it comes down to, people being cheap. That's all it is. So yeah, man, these are just some things that I've been having on my mind a long time, man. Smog and all this stuff. I've been seeing smog my whole life living in Los Angeles, and it ain't done nothing good for the earth. It just gets hotter and hotter, colder and colder in different places. More extreme weather. Water probably worse off because of it. Animals dying because of it. Enough. I tell y'all, stop playing with God. This is encompassing that. When y'all continue to do stuff when you have the ways to do differently, nah, enough. I better get right, man. So that is all I have to say. I think that's where I'm at. I actually feel like going to sleep. My body's really, really relaxed. Probably too relaxed. But you know, I just want the Lord to help me lead the right direction. I'm only 39 years of age. I understand how young that is at this point. And, you know, I got a long way to go, man. Not everything I say is right. It's not. But as I learn my lessons throughout life, I'm learning that some of the stuff that I believed was always what I can still get with. A lot of stuff that I say, just because I didn't have certain life lessons didn't mean that the wisdom that was in my heart wasn't away. And so God always made it so that I was able to understand that, you know, there's confidence to be had in the morals that my mother provided me. And I can help share others those same morals as well. Or at least do something that would be positive in that way, man. So, you know, that's what it is. My name is BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.